This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Brakta Yahweh, Brakta Yahushai, Brakta Yahweh, Brakta Yahushai. Yahweh is the name who the world calls God, and Yahushai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught me this truth. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And the reason why I brought out the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14, is that you're seeing the third woe come quickly. And there's been numerous reports that 2 nuclear-capable bombers from Russia landed in Venezuela. And this is just a shadow of things to come, because the Russians are showing the world that they are powerful enough and they have the strength, all right, to land in America's backyard and to defend enemies that America deems, more specifically Venezuela. All right, that's why Russia landed its nuclear-capable bombs there. All right, because it's already out in the open that America is trying to overthrow this democratically elected sovereign government, and Russia's now saying, no, we're here now. There's nothing you can do, America, and we're going to continue be in places that you're trying to overthrow, because we see what you're doing in our backyard, we see what you're doing in Iran's backyard, and we see the hell you caused in the Middle East. And that's why the Third World War is coming, because Russia is going to spearhead it, and all these nations will follow. So now let me show you this news segment from Sly Fox, because I want to point out certain things that they're claiming, all right, and use the scriptures against them.
It's been 5 years since Russia sent nuclear-capable bombers to Venezuela. Before that, they did so in 2008 when tensions were particularly high with the U.S. The Russian bomber crews...
Right, when she's talking about in 2008, she's talking about the Russo-Georgian War, all right? And it happened in August 2008. And the reason why Russia sent warplanes, nuclear-capable warplanes to Venezuela, is because NATO went there. All right, I'm going to read you this. NATO went to the Black Sea. And it says, NATO increased its naval presence in the Black Sea significantly following the Russian invasion, with ships dropping anchors in Georgian ports. And according to U.S. Navy, bringing humanitarian assistance. NATO said that its presence in the Black Sea was not related to the Georgian crisis, which is a lie. Its vessels were carrying out typical visits and pre-planned naval trainings with Romania and Bulgaria. Russian General Anatoly Nogovinsky, however you say his name, recalled the limit on the number of vessels admitted into the Black Sea under the 1936 Montreux Convention. Russian President Dmitry Medvedev questioned the claim that ships going to Georgia were bringing only humanitarian assistance, alleging the delivery of military material. Right, and that's really what it is, man. And that's what America always does. America always supplies allies and those that it's trying to be an ally with weapons, material, all right? Either they'll do it weaponry, or they'll even use taxpayer dollars of American taxpayer dollars, to try to overthrow sovereign governments, all right? And that's what America's been doing. But that's what she was talking about, just to make that point.
Outside Caracas Monday after flying more than 6,000 miles. U.S. intelligence officials monitored the flight of the 2 supersonic Blackjack bombers as they took off from an airbase in Russia and flew over the North Pole and across the Atlantic to Venezuela.
Flew over the North Pole. Now this reminds me of this scripture. Jeremiah 15:41. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. You see that? And that's the Russians, all right? They flew over the North Pole, all right? Coming from the north, all right? And it's a great nation now, all right? And many kings shall be raised up from the coast of earth, right? And what are those kings you have? You have Iran, you have China, they're allies with Russia. Oh, Europe's going to be allies with Russia real soon. You'll see, right? NATO is going to annex America. NATO's going to kick America out, all right? The beast shall hate the whore. You're going to see that. But these are the times that we're living in, all right? And Russia's just showing its power to the world. Jeremiah 15:42. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, everyone put in array, like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. Right, that's talking about America. All right, and the Russians are going to spearhead it, and they're going to launch missiles at America, and all the world's going to do the same. All right, this place is going to be a lake of fire. Verse 43. The king of Babylon hath heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as a woman in travail. Right, and that will be Donald Trump, man. He's going to be like a woman in travail, man, when he hears that report that America's being attacked by nuclear weapons, and he can't stop it. All right, and he's going to run and hide. Okay, you don't think Donald Trump has a bunker? All right, well, you've not been paying attention. Let's continue on with this video.
These are the same type of bombers which have launched cruise missiles into Syria. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo responded, quote, the Russian and Venezuelan people should see this for what it is, two corrupt governments squandering public funds and squelching liberty and freedom while their people suffer.
Now, this is hypocrisy. This is the hypocrisy of America. Really? Yeah, we know Russia and Venezuela, okay, are two corrupt governments, but America's not corrupt? Squandering public funds? Where have I heard this before? Exclusive, straight from the nation. The Pentagon's massive accounting fraud exposed. Is that not squandering public funds? How the U.S. military spending keeps rising even as the Pentagon flunks its audit. Really? And this is America, man. This is America. A hypocritical, lying, deceitful nation. You know, let me get this scripture out. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 58, verse 2. Well, I'll start at 1. Psalms 58, verse 1. To the chief musician, Altashith Miktam of David. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Right. Do you speak righteousness, Mr. Mike Pompeo, for making this accusation, making this claim? Do you judge uprightly? No. You're a hypocrite. All right? Extreme hypocrite. You're a liar. You're not righteous at all. Verse 2. To say that these two countries are corrupt and not look at your own country, your own Pentagon, and mind you, this is former CIA director, so he knows that the Pentagon has been squandering taxpayer funds, all right, for decades. This proves to you how much of a lying piece of shit these Edomites are in America. Starting with the elite. Verse 2, yea, in heart ye work wickedness, right? That's in your mind, you work wickedness. All you Edomites, all right? All you military officials, you CIA, FBI, you all work wickedness. You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth, right? You weigh the violence in your hands in earth. Who has their military bases all throughout the world? Who's out there funding rebel groups, trying to undermine sovereign countries? Who's doing that? Verse 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And that's the so-called white man. That's these Edomites, more specifically here in America, lying. All right? From the top to the bottom. Let me just jump down to 6. Psalms 58, verse 6. Break their teeth, O God, O Most High, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Right, and that's talking about your military. Break them, and your military is going to break. The Russians, the Iranians, the Chinese, and NATO are going to break your American military apart. And that's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Let's go into this article. It's very interesting how much lying, deceitful this country is. On November 15th, Ernst & Young and other private firms that were hired to audit the Pentagon announced that they could not complete the job. Congress has ordered an independent audit of the Department of Defense, the government's largest discretionary cost center. The Pentagon receives 54 cents out of every dollar in federal appropriations. That's tax dollars, in other words. After the Pentagon failed for decades to audit itself. Why did it fail decades to audit itself? Because it was squandering public funds. And none of you Americans are ever going to do anything about this, all right? You're just going to talk your madness about left, right, because you're idiots, man. You know, you Americans are stupid, okay? The firms concluded, however, that the DoD's financial records were riddled with so many bookkeeping deficiencies, irregularities, and errors that a reliable audit was simply impossible. Really? But, hey, when it comes to the IRS auditing your business, all right, your small business, okay, whatever little wealth you make, it's done in a blink of an eye. They don't have any problems with that. It goes to show you how deceitful and wicked this place is. Okay? America is a bunch of hypocrites. Deputy Secretary of Defense Patrick Shanahan tried to put the best face on things, telling reporters, "We failed the audit, but we never expected to pass it." So he knew he wasn't going to pass the audit. Why is he still Deputy Secretary of Defense? Why isn't he fired? All right? It's because it's all a racket. It's all a ploy. They're corrupt just like Venezuela and Russia's corrupt. All right? All these countries are corrupt. That's why we need Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to break the kingdoms down. You know what? Let's get to the book of Revelation chapter 2, because this is what the elect are hoping for. All right? You can't raise a family in this madness, in a corrupt system. We need the kingdom of heaven. Revelation chapter 2, I'll start with 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. Right, that's the elect. Hold fast till you come. We're almost out of here. As you can see, the Russians are being stirred up. They're moving around. Okay, they're about to drop bombs on this place, America. Intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. From all various vices that they have. Whether it be a plane, whether it be a land-based intercontinental ballistic missile, or whether it be from a ship or submarine. Verse 26. And he that overcometh and keep my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And that's what we're looking forward to be given power over the nations. All right? Verse 27. And he shall rule them with a rod and iron, as the vessels of potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. Right? Meaning we're going to break these nations apart, man. All right? That's the type of power we need. That's what we're looking forward to, the kingdom of heaven, right? Where there's no corruption, where there is no double standards. All right? This should get you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, this should get you hyped to want the kingdom of heaven, man. Because America is a piece of shit. America is a lying piece of shit. And all those people that believe in this American system, they're a piece of shit and they're going to burn, okay? Let's get to this point right here. Listen to this. Now, a nation investigation has uncovered an explanation of the Pentagon's foot dragging. For decades, the DoD's leaders and accountants have been perpetuating a gigantic, unconstitutional accounting fraud. Deliberately cooking the books, deliberately, meaning they're doing it on purpose, cooking the books to mislead the Congress and drive the DoD's budgets ever higher. Regardless of military necessity, DoD has literally been making up numbers in its annual financial reports to Congress, representing trillions of dollars worth of seemingly non-existent transactions, right? Because you don't even know where they're spending the money at. This is why we need the kingdom of heaven. You can't live in this piece of shit, okay, hypocritical nation, man. You can't. Let's get back to this video.
Venezuelan president was in Moscow last week. Today, the Kremlin rejected Secretary Pompeo's criticism, calling it undiplomatic, adding a swipe at the Pentagon, saying such criticism of Russian military movements is odd coming from a country, quote, half of whose military budget would be enough to feed the whole of Africa.
Yeah, you see that? So they're squandering your money here in America. They can't do an audit because the Defense Department is always talking their way out of it. So they're taking all your money. They're asking for more money, all right, to go and achieve their agenda, their ambitions, all right? Is this a country to live in? Is this a country to wake up in and work and hope for the best? No, man, this country's got to go. And all the nations see it. They see the hypocrisy here, all right? And that's the Lord staring them up. All right, and then the nations are going to look at you Americans like, why should we not nuke this place? You ain't rising up against your government. Is not France rising up against their government? And it's all good, man, because America is going to be taken in 1 hour.
Back here at home, the president took some by surprise. He's calling for billions more in defense spending. How much more, Jennifer?
Wow. So Donald Trump wants more money for next year, for the 2020 budget. So he already asked for $750 billion for the fiscal year 2019 budget, but now he wants for 2020 fiscal, all right, $750 billion. I mean, these guys, this is a racket. If you can't see this, you deserve to get destroyed.
The President met Defense Secretary Mattis and both Republican House and Senate Armed Services Chairman last week for lunch. That's when reports leaked out that the White House was seeking $750 billion for the 2020 Pentagon budget, a shocking figure when just last week the president said $700 billion was his top line. Weeks before, the president had demanded a 5% cut from all government agencies. A key achievement of his administration has been to rebuild the military after years of budget cuts and caps. This year's defense budget is $716 billion. The Pentagon was hoping for $733 billion for the 2020 budget. Some political insiders have argued the president's choice of $750 billion is a negotiating tactic to get to that number of $7.
Yeah, whatever, man. It just goes to show you that this country's going to spend so much on foreign policy, man, to achieve whatever goals they want, and you're not going to know what they spend it on, all right, because they can't even do an audit, and that's this place, this lying piece of shit country, America, man. That's why this place is going to get destroyed, all right, because it's wicked from the top down. So Psalms 58 verse 6. Break their teeth, O Most High, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Verse 7. Let them melt away as waters, which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces, right? And that's the nuclear weapons hitting America, all right, destroying this place. Verse 8, as a snail which melted, let every one of them pass away like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun, right? That they may not see the sun, okay? So when these 200 million missiles drop on America, you won't be seeing the sun, all right? A good example is watch the movie 300, right? When all them arrows hit Leonidas and his 300 men, all right? It blocked out the sun. That's how the nukes are coming into America. Verse 9, before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as with the whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. Right, because this is the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Shai, to take away a corrupt kingdom, all right? And America has to go. It just has to. Verse 10, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. Yeah, man. And the Lord's going to, and that's when the Lord returns too. He's going to wash his feet in the blood of you Edomites, man. And we're going to rejoice, man, seeing the downfall of our enemy. All right, we're going to rejoice. Verse 11, so that a man shall verily say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a power that judges in the earth. Right, and that's true judgment, to see America go for all his wicked deeds and wicked acts. All right. Let's get to this article right here. I want to make a point. It says, U.S.-Russia spat over bombers landing in Venezuela. The long-range strategic bombers landed at Simon Bolivar Airport outside of the Venezuelan capital, Caracas, on Monday, along with 2 other Russian planes. Venezuela and Russia have long been close allies, and the Russian bombers, as well as missile cruisers, were sent to the Latin American country in 2008. The supersonic bombers also visited Venezuela in 2013. The latest visit comes just days after President Maduro met Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. Venezuelan Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino said they were part of Air Force exercises with its Russian allies. You see? They're allies with Russia. This we are going to do with our friends because we have friends in the world who defend respectful, balanced relations. Yeah, and Russia's becoming a guard, all right, to these other nations. We are prepared to defend Venezuela to the last inch when necessary, the minister said in reference to its government's frequent accusations that imperialist powers are trying to topple it. Right, America. That's who he's talking about. President Maduro said on Sunday that there was an attempt underway directly coordinated with the White House to disturb democratic life in Venezuela and to try to launch a coup d'etat against the constitutional, democratic, and free government of our country. And let me just bring this article out to the point. Trump administration discussed coup plans with rebel Venezuelan officers. You see that? This came out September 8, 2018. So they know, man. They know, okay, Trump and his ambitions, trying to overthrow a sovereign country. And the Venezuelans went to Russia and they said, hey, can you become a guard to us? And that leads me to the scripture. Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against it. Verse 3, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I'm against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Right, and that's the Soviet Union rising into power again. All right, and you saw it. Okay, its strength when it took Crimea, and America could not do a damn thing about it. All right, and then you're seeing now Russia taking hostages from Ukraine, and still America is not doing anything about it. Okay, this is how this should show you, dumbass Americans, how powerful Russia is now. All right, because if it was like Iraq and Iran or excuse me, Iraq or Assad were to do something like that, all right, they would invade, right? Then they invade for little things, but Russia is taking hostages, sacking a region, a piece of land, and America is not able to do nothing about it. Goes to show you how strong Russia is now. Verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, right? And this is talking about Iran, all right? Iran is doing what it wants to do because Russia is backing Iran, and Russia is like, don't worry, Iran, I got you. Verse 6, Gomer, all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee, right? And that's talking about many nations, all right? Including Venezuela, including Europe, right? NATO, so on and so forth. Verse 7, here's the point. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And Russia's a guard unto them. All right? So what's got to happen? Well, America's going to get hit with nukes. All right? Isaiah 13:1, I'm going to close out. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see, verse 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. Right, and that's what we're doing, man. We're lifting up a banner upon, okay, with these scriptures, man, telling you, hey, your judgment, all right, America. Verse 3, I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Right, the mighty ones are talking about the angels, all right, that's why the angels are stirring up. Okay, over there in the Euphrates River, they're stirring up that region. Okay, getting World War III popping. Okay. Verse 4, the noise of the multitude of the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Right, what are the kingdoms of nations gathering together for? World War III. This is all in the Bible. Okay. And notice, watch what it says right here. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle, meaning the God of Israel is making these nations go to war. You see? So it's not of man. This is of the Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. Verse 17. Jumping down to 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Right, the Medes are the modern-day Russians, also known as Magog and Gog, okay? The Lord is stirring them up. That's why they're flying over to Venezuela, okay? Verse 18, their bulls also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. What is that talking about? Nuclear missiles dropping on America, all right, and destroying children, destroying women, destroying men. 19, and Babylon, the glory kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And everybody should know the story, what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. Fire came to that place from heaven. So fire is coming down upon America, okay? And that's them nukes. So Lord willing to edify once again, the Russians are showing their strength and power. All right, they're landing nuclear capable warplanes in Venezuela. That's literally in America's backyard, and America's not doing anything. All they can do is tweet. For example, idiots like Mike Pompeo. All right, and so the American government will continue to spend your money. All right, your taxpayer dollars, and they will still lose the war. All right, and with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Mukah Kardash. Double honors to the apostle, great millstone, ruled well and taught me this truth. And salutation to the Akim out there, pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door and keep the faith. And with that, shalom.